What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to Schoolboy to Superstar with Borussia Dortmund. Today we have the end of the season 2023 review, our fourth season with Borussia Dortmund. It was a great season. We did a lot of great things. We won the Super Cup, we won the Bundesliga, and we won the Champions League. So that was a very successful season. The new arrivals, I don't know if we had anyone that came that actually got an appearance for the first team. I guess Gomez, Fuma, and Mercier played a little bit for the first team. They all played decently well, too, so it's good to see them getting involved. And obviously, they're pretty big signings, too. 10, 17.25, and 30 million for Fumo. So it's good to see them involved. Mario Ramirez says he made one appearance, so he played a little bit, too. But a lot of youngsters. I don't know if anyone will ever be anything in the first team for the rest of the series, just because it might end this next season. But I still want to make the same signings I've been making all season. I want to make the signings like I'm going to continue this series, so I'm not going to hold back. Obviously, there's no 18-year-olds that I could probably sign that can get right into this first team. And obviously, none that can be homegrown. So, yeah, we'll see. Players to the left, Jeremy Toljan for $18 million to Napoli. He played all right, 6.95. Played 16 starts, 9 sub-appearances. 1 assist. Not terrible for a guy that was just our, sixth-string right back at one point. Mori, who wanted to leave, left to Hoffenheim for $21.5 million. I think that's good money for him. He didn't play a whole lot for them, only 6 starts and 10 sub-appearances, and he played okay. And finally, Dahoud, $21.5 million to Augsburg. He played a lot for them. He was their main central midfielder, 34 starts. 6.78 is not great, so he didn't have the best season. I think we were right in selling him. He wouldn't have gotten a single start with us. I mean, the youngsters we brought in are probably better than Dahoud right now, so yeah. Bortolotti, just a youngster we sold for $6.25 million. Hasn't made an appearance for RB Leipzig yet. Still think that was good business because I don't think he has much potential. He hasn't grown at all there. Yeah, he's just an okay midfielder / winger. I think he's probably more of a winger than he is a midfielder, really. I don't know. He could do both. Just his lack of stamina kind of hurts for being a midfielder. In terms of the loans, Peter Alvarez is one that we loaned out that played really well. Got 28 starts at the second division for Mainz, who just got relegated. They're in Bundesliga 2, and he got 14 goals for him. He was like the second top goal scorer in Bundesliga 2. And he doesn't really look that amazing, and he's actually declining in terms of training. So, I don't know how he managed that. He has 11 finishing. He's fast, really good physically, really good flair and off the ball, but doesn't have composure, doesn't have finishing. Not the most amazing dribbler, can't take a long shot, can't pass. So, don't really know how that happened, but I doubt he'll ever be anything for us, but that's good to see. Other loans out, Araujo, he could be in and around the first team. He played well at Panathinaikos. Pelivan, the main one, he only got 7 starts for Atletico Madrid, even though he was supposed to be a star player. But played pretty well, 6 goals in those 7 starts and 13 sub-appearances, and an assist, 7.06 as a starter for Atletico Madrid. Kanji for Lazio got a lot of game time, 19 starts, played pretty well. He's probably going to be in and around the first team this year because I don't think we're going to be getting Nianzou back. So, unfortunately, because he's homegrown now, so he'd been perfect to have. This is the year we want him. But another key loan out, Hatteran, 38 starts for Sevilla and didn't play particularly well. 7 goals, 4 assists isn't terrible, but 6.82 average rating. He's very average. He's a very average player. Bankovich, another big loan out. 7 starts for Hanover. Did not play well. So, obviously, he's still 18 years old. He's got a lot of growing to do, but not the greatest season from him. In terms of the results, they wanted us to win the Bundesliga, and we did. 92% average home attendance. Holland, of course, the top goal scorer, like he has been every season of this save. We just blitzed the league. 30 points ahead of Bayern Munich. That is crazy. They had 10 draws and 5 losses. We had 1 of each. We're just by far the best team in this league. And I love it. Teams got relegated, Berlin and Nuremberg. Hoffenheim get Champions League as well as Cologne and Bayern Munich. Wolfsburg, Hertha, and Freiburg get Europa League or Europa League 2. No big shocks there. Leipzig missing out completely is a pretty big shock. That's a really bad season from them. Leverkusen missing out completely is a pretty big shock. They actually finished the season decently well if they got 12, because they were in the 15th, 16th spot for a while. So they've climbed up a little bit. In terms of the Champions League, they want us to reach the semifinal. I wasn't sure if we'd do that, but we did, and we won it. Again, 92% average home attendance. Yusufa Moukoko, the top goal scorer for us in the Champions League. I believe he was the second top goal scorer in the Champions League of all the teams. So that's pretty big for a young player like Yusufa Moukoko. Border delighted. To get there, we had to beat Barcelona, Rangers, Leicester, Inter. Like, that was about as tough as a run-in in terms of the knockout rounds as you can get. Inter Milan, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Manchester United. Like, since we got through that is impressive. I think that's pretty impressive. DFB Pokal, they want us to win it. We only reached the quarterfinal. Sebastian Gomez is our top goal scorer. I rotated a lot for it. The club aren't happy, but, I mean, Hoffenheim are a Champions League finishing team, so you can't be too concerned about losing to Hoffenheim on penalties, even. I don't know how they can be that disappointed. Super Cup, they didn't care, but we won it. Jude Bellingham and Erling Haaland braces for each of them. We beat Bayern Munich 6-0. Just dominating Bayern Munich in this save. Biggest win was a 7-0 win over Wolfsburg. And they were a Europa League team, so that's pretty impressive. Moukoko with a hat trick. Sancho, Haaland with a brace. Papetti with a goal. Match to remember was a 6-0 over Werder Bremen. Moukoko, Haaland getting a brace, Bellingham getting a brace, and Demir getting a goal. And goal of the season was against Bayern Munich in that Super Cup. So the very first game of the season, I don't think I actually showed it. It was a Cherky goal. 21-yard screamer, apparently. Let's see this goal in the 88th minute. Let's check out this goal. See if it's actually worth goal of the season. Because usually they aren't. Usually they're not that great. But we'll see. This could be a good one. It says 21-yard screamer, so you have me interested. I don't remember since it's been so long, but Meunier putting it back to Cherky. I mean, that's a pretty good goal. That's a pretty good goal. I don't know if that's goal of the season. But that's a pretty good goal. Finances. Reputation is as high as it can get. No new deals in terms of sponsorships. Same sponsorship revenue, 120 million. Less broadcast revenue, so I don't know why that is. More corporate and hospitality. More competition prize money. More match day commercial and retail. Merchandise sales of 42 million. 740,000 shirts sold. Haaland being the top. Reina, Moukoko, Sancho, Bellingham. Those all make sense. See if this is actually how we lined up. Moukoko, Haaland, Sancho, Bellingham, Reina, Camavinga, Calafiori, Collins, Papetti, Nets, Berkey. That's it. That's our starting lineup. Everyone but Collins on a 7 or higher. Like, the second lowest is Berkey at a 7.04. Other than that, like, he's a goalkeeper. Other than that, it's Papetti at 7.09. Center backs usually are a little bit lower than the rest of the team. It's just an amazing season by all of our players. Every single player on this team stepped up this season. I didn't get any manager awards because I don't think there's any manager of the week or anything, and I didn't win manager of the year, which I think is ridiculous considering we had the best season in Bundesliga history. But fans player of the season, Erling Haaland. Young player of the season, Erling Haaland. Signing of the season, Sebastian Gomez. We already saw Cherky's goal. Top goal scorers, Erling Haaland. I think Reina deserved more of those young players or fans player. I think I would have given it to Reina over Haaland. He had a ridiculous season. 23 assists. Most player of the matches. 10 player of matches award. Highest average rating. Eichinger actually the most passes completed. Reina set the record for most assists. Camavinga set the record for worst discipline. I'm okay with that. Competition awards. Haaland won the European Golden Shoe. Haaland won the Goal 50. Haaland won the Norwegian Player of the Year. Haaland won Norwegian Players Player of the Year. Haaland won the Ballon d'Or. Haaland won Best Men's Player. Haaland won FIFA Pro Player of the Year. Haaland won German Players Player of the Year. Haaland won the German Bundesliga top goal scorer. Berkey, Swiss National Team Player of the Season. Reina, USA Player of the Year. Reina, FIFA Best Under 21 Men's Player. Reina, North American Player of the Year. Reina, USA Young Player of the Year. Midfielder of the season went to Reina for Champions League. Defender of the season for the Champions League went to Calafiori, so that was pretty cool. Moukoko won Golden Boy, Next Gen, German Footballer of the Year, European Champions League Forward of the Year. So we had the Champions League Forward, Defender, and Midfielder of the season with Reina, Calafiori, and Yusufa Moukoko. That was pretty cool. A lot of awards. A lot of competition awards. We actually ran away with all the awards. I don't think anyone can contest that we're the best team in the world right now. At least in Europe. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at our end-of-season awards ceremony. It was a superb season for Dortmund as they claimed their third successive title to back up their preseason credentials. 3 titles in a row, fully deserved. Now let's look at some of the stats for the season. Team detailed. Possession, we were mid-table. Doesn't bother me at all. Headers won towards the bottom. Doesn't really bother me. Headers won ratio, mid-table. Yellow cards, 5th. Red cards, tied for 8th with 1 red card. Points per game, most. Almost by a full point. Goals, 101 goals. 40 more than the next highest team, and that's Cologne. Bayern Munich only on 58 goals. That is not good for Bayern Munich. I mean, I don't know. Are they still starting Lewandowski? I believe they are. I feel like he's just starting to get past it because that is not very many goals for a Bayern Munich side. 2.97 goals per game. 77 expected goals for, so we scored nearly 30 more goals than expected. Yeah, our strikers are a little good. Took the most penalties, and we scored every single one of them. Best cross completion, most crosses completed, most goals from corners, which is pretty impressive because we don't have any monsters in the air. Like, Papetti's scoring most of these, and he's just like an average-sized center back. Direct free kicks, second most. Indirect free kicks, the most. Pass completion, mid-table about. Passes completed, bottom, yep. Clear-cut chances created, the most. Not really more than you'd expect. You'd expect a lot more clear-cut chances than that, considering how many goals we scored. But more shots on target. Shots on target ratio, 8th. Conversion rate, 2nd. Dang, Werder Bremen, a good conversion rate. Most shots per game. Fouled the most. Dribbles, second most dribbles. Second most dribbles per game. Possession lost the least. Only conceded 14 goals, so we scored 101 and we conceded 14. Less than half of the next lowest team. Wow, what a season. Expected goals for 18. So our defense and goalkeeper played well. They conceded less goals than expected. Only conceded 1 from a corner, none from direct free kicks, 2 from indirect free kicks, 22 clean sheets. Fouled, 7th most. Tackles won, 4th most. Tackles won ratio, 4th best. Blocks probably last, yep. Possession won, towards the bottom, because we didn't lose possession much, so they didn't have the ball much. Even though we didn't have a lot of possession itself. Clearances probably bottom, yep. Interceptions, 7th. Conceded 1 penalty. Only 193 shots against us and only 86 shots against us on target. So our defense is doing really well. Like, they're young, but they're playing well. They only let 86 shots be taken on target against them. Like, Berkey did a decent job, but I feel like our defense is better than, just Berkey. Highest average attendance, 3rd best capacity, tied for most best capacity, 6 sellouts. 81,000 is the highest attendance. That must be the highest. It must be full sellout. 81,365. Lowest attendance was the highest in the league still. Net transfer spend. We actually had the second net transfer spend of 90 million. Hertha spent 123 million. So we actually spent quite a bit of money this transfer window. We have the second highest salary, still 100,000 less than Bayern Munich. And we're just absolutely dominating them in the league. Player detailed. Don't really care about these. Distance covered, I care about. Actually, Julian Brandt, the former Borussia Dortmund player, is the highest distance covered. No one on our team made the list. Per 90, anyone? Kevin Mercier. A lot of distance covered per 90. Average rating, Holland, Reina, Mukoko, Calafiori, Bellingham, Neto Sané, Guerrero, Thuram. So our left backs just dominated this season. Calafiori 7.42, Guerrero 7.32. There is no wrong answer for which left back to start. Van de Voort 7.23. I guess he played a lot of weak teams, but still, that's impressive. Sancho up there, Camavinga up there. Net's not even too bad leading either himself. Didn't win many headers, any specific player. Armando Bellacaccia was on the list, 20th. Good to see a former player making the list. Possession won, nobody. Possession lost, nobody, because we lost possession least amount. Holland, the top goal scorer and the 3rd top goal scorer. Holland 27, Mukoko 24, Bellingham 10. So 3 goal scorers on this list is pretty good. Expected goals, both had less expected goals than Thuram, 16 and 14 respectively. So Haaland was expected 16 goals and got 27, 11 more than expected, compared to Thuram, who got 9 more than expected, which is pretty good itself. But Haaland is just on another level. Mints per goal, Haaland and Moukoko. Bellingham's up there. Cherky's up there. He actually played pretty well this season. Haaland had a lot less shots than Thuram, too. Almost 40 less shots. Moukoko only on 71. Petty with 66 shots. A lot. I guess they're all headers from corners. Shots on target, both up there. Shots on target percentage. Mukoko's pretty good. Cherky's pretty good. Haaland, 57%. With all the amount of shots he gets, that's not too bad. Yusufa Moukoko with the best conversion rate. Haaland with the second best. Cherky again up there. Shots per 90. They're up there. Reyna actually up there for shots per 90. Free kick goals. Guerrero scored 2. Cherky scored 1. And Reyna scored 1. Penalties. Haaland 4 for 4. Who took our other penalty? Kyle Jorge. The only other player to take a penalty for us this season. At least in the Bundesliga. Dani Olmo led the league with assists. Gio Reyna was second with 13 assists. Tied with Andrea Zivkovic. Haaland up there with 9. Bellingham with 8. Moukoko with 7. Sancho with 6. So, not too bad. Most assists per 90, though, is Gio Reyna. Wow, he must have played a lot less than... 10 less appearances than Dani Olmo. Probably just because of all of his injuries. But pretty good assists per 90. Calafiori actually makes that list on assists per 90. Key passes, Reyna third. I'm surprised he's not leading it, because he had such a ridiculous number of key passes every single game. I guess just because appearances. Again, 10 less than Olmo and 11 less than Pedro Neto. So, most key passes per 90. Definitely Gio Reyna. Considerably Gio Reyna. Almost 3 more key passes per 90 than the next highest. He's so good. If he could just play a full season, he'd have ridiculous numbers. Clear-cut chances, Haaland 6, Calafiori 6, Sancho 5. I'm surprised Reyna isn't on this list. He has so many key passes, but none of them were clear-cut chances? That doesn't seem about right. Passes completed, nobody. Pass completion, nobody. Oh, Papetti's on there. Crosses completed, Gio Reyna. Cross completion, Reyna, Nets, Sancho, Camavinga. Dribbles, who is our best dribbler? Jude Bellingham, actually, our best dribbler. What's his dribbling? 15. Not bad. But not really what you'd expect. You expect a winger, I guess, but Torgan Hazard's up there, former player. I think that's all of our former players. There's a region on the list. Amin Fadil. I've scouted him. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. At Eintracht Frankfurt. Where are we? Dribbles for 90. Anyone else make the list? Nope, just Jude. Julian Brandt on the list for dribbles for 90. Offsides. Haaland Moukoko, decent number of offsides. Fouled the most. Who's fouled the most on our team? Jude Bellingham. That makes sense considering he had so many dribbles. But Moukoko actually up there as well. Tackles 1. I doubt we have anybody. No. Tackles 1 ratio. Ran Cherky of all players. That's surprising. Tackles. Gio had the most tackles per 90. Most key passes and most tackles per 90. Gio Reyna. And he only has like 10 tackling. 7 tackling. Even worse. Camavinga up there. He's a very good tackler. Don't have any of these, I'm assuming. No. Key tackles. Anyone on there? Nope. Nobody for key tackles. Just because we didn't need to make key tackles. No one for key headers. Interceptions, we made quite a few, but no one on the list. Blocks, we made a decent number, but no one on the list. Clearances, no one. Shots blocked? Nope. Fouls? I doubt we had anyone on there. Nope. Least conceded was Martin Vandervoort with 4 in 14 appearances. That's pretty impressive. 0.29 conceded per 90. But Berkey only on a 0.5, so that's pretty dang good too. Vandervoort had 10 clean sheets in his 14 appearances. I think Vandervoort's going to be our number 1 goalkeeper next season. Berkey's still good, but he's obviously going to be our starting goalkeeper in the Champions League final if we make it there, so we might as well give him the whole season. In terms of clean sheets, Berkey up there. If he played all the games, he would have had it, because Vandervoort's also up there, so. Saves held. No, don't want to see the team. I want to see saves held. Berkey and Vandervoort at the bottom of it. Saves parried. Berkey and Van Voort at the bottom of it. Penalties saved. Berkey saved one penalty. He had one penalty on his goal, and he saved it. So we only conceded one penalty, and we saved it. That's pretty impressive. Save ratio, Van Voort at the top at 87%. Berkey at 81%. So, yeah, there's no wrong answer for these two goalkeepers. There's no wrong answer there. Saying we spent $90 million, I'm going to go through the transfers of the season just to add them up. I didn't realize we spent that much. $126 million, actually. Total sold. It says only $68 million brought in, so I don't get where they get the $90 million from. But, I mean, signed quite a few players, though. Like, that's a lot of names on there. A lot of them for just around $10 million. 10 to 12 for Antelek. Let's look at him. He's looking pretty good. Striker or attacking midfielder. Great teamwork. So he's really good, like a, I don't know, false nine or something like that. I don't know, something to use his teamwork. Fumo, we already know about, is really good. Really cheap deal. $10 million for Mercier. I know he's good. Sebastian Gomez, pretty decent deal. Antoine Thomas, see how he's done. $20 million for him. Up and down. He's still looking pretty decent. He's still grown since he got here, I believe. Really good passing and teamwork for a winger. He's getting to learn that position a lot more. He didn't have any knowledge of the position when he got here, so already being accomplished at the position is pretty good. 17 years old. I don't know if he'll ever be good enough for this squad, but at least in the time we have left with this save, if we were here for another 6 years, he would probably be a first team player. Mafoni, 6.75. Mario Ramirez, $12 million. How's he grown? He's looking pretty good. 16 tackling, 16 position, 16 teamwork, 16 technique even. Decent passer, even though he doesn't have good vision. Yeah, he's a pretty good ball winner. Not the fastest, but got good stamina, got good aggression. I like Mario Ramirez. Very well worth $12 million. A couple other cheaper deals, and then Aaron Carvajal. Pretty big disappointment with his potential. Hasn't grown at all. Maybe you can get a little bit of money back for him if we sell him, but I think that's kind of a bust signing for us. Now, finally, before we end the episode, I'm going to take a look at what I think our first team squad is going to be for next season and our bench. So, Van de Voort gets the starting goal. Nets, Papetti, Collins, Calafiori, our starting starting defense pairing this season. Very happy with them. Camavinga, defensive mid. Bellingham, Reina, Sancho, Hall, and Mukoko. So, only one change. Van de Voort comes in. Quite a few changes on the bench, though. Zagadou will be our bench center back. Fife is going to be our bench right back because he is homegrown at club. So I want to give him a little bit more game time than we give Meunier. So Meunier might not play a whole lot next season, but Guerrero is our bench left back. Eichinger is going to be our defensive midfielder. Same reason as Fife. He's homegrown at club. He's just as good as Delaney, if not a little bit better. So I want to give him game time over Delaney. Delaney might be going out on loan anyways because he wants to leave. Chan and Nico are bench midfielders. Cherki on the right wing. Gomez and Kyle Jorge up top. Berkey, our backup goalkeeper. Kanji, our fourth center back, I think, next season. And then Demir, kind of a rotational player. Pretty good for a rotational player. He's like a 3-star current ability. So for a guy that doesn't really see the field that much, he's not developing very well. I'm actually going to warn him about that. Can't criticize his training for some reason. I guess I did it too recently. Musiala's not coming back, I don't think. Nianzu's not coming back. If I try to bring him back, let me see. They still say they're not willing to allow this player to leave to a divisional rival. You did it for 3 straight years. What's different this year? He's actually good? That's probably the reason. And the Jamal Musiala, they would send him to us, but he wouldn't agree to come here on loan. I guess we didn't play him enough for him to want to stay. I kind of understand that. Rainier will be here for another year, though. I don't know why they keep giving him to us, because we barely play him, but they seem to be very happy with allowing us to loan him in on no wages. So they've been paying his wages this entire time he's been here. And he's on $22K per week, which for Real Madrid isn't much, but still. I don't know what their deal is, because they seem to be happy to let us just destroy his potential. Poor guy. Got a feel for the guy, but yeah, no. Best interests of the club and all. So that's the squad. That's what we're going to look like next season. Next episode, like I said last episode, I think I'm just going to be coming back for Champions League matches this coming season. We've just dominated the Bundesliga every year. I don't think the Bundesliga is going to be that interesting again next season, so I think we're more interested in the Champions League. That's the whole point of the series, is to win the Champions League with a fully homegrown club, which fully homegrown starting 11, that is, which this entire 11 will be homegrown by the start of next season. I think just we're waiting on Nets and Camavinga. They're going to be homegrown in like a month. So, looking good. So next episode will be one of the first games of the Champions League group stage, depending on who we get, when it kind of gets scheduled, how it gets scheduled. We'll determine which one we come back for, but it'll be a Champions League group stage match. So that's going to be the end of the episode. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.